What's up, guys? This is a re-upload. For those who don't know, I had another channel called Sticks and Fire, which was mostly cigar reviews. And because of the unfortunate terms of service, we had to kind of close that channel down because content surrounding this type of stuff was a big no-no. And a lot of my friends got banned and literally thrown off the platform entirely. Just to avoid that, we decided to let go of the channel and not get hit by all those kind of stuff. If you get booted off the platform, that means anything connected to you also get thrown off the platform. That means my likeliness of Senpapi Rick and everything that I'm related to would get booted off the platform, and I'm not gonna allow that to happen. We all decided to stop the channel. There's an update video that I posted on that channel to give more specifics of what's going to be happening with the individuals who are part of that channel and what's to come in the future. I couldn't let go of that channel and not re-upload this amazing podcast here on this channel. I decided to edit some things, condense a little bit more, and just show the conversation between me and Soup. So I hope you guys enjoy this. It's gonna be a little bit more than an hour and a half of content of me and Soup just talking about the most wild things in the world. And I committed something that I'm not proud of, and I tell that story here in today's video. So check it out. Let's run that intro. Hey guys, before the video continues, if you're new here or been here for a while, don't forget to hit the subscribe button and the like button to help support me in future videos. Take it away, dude. Oh my god, but yeah, I almost murdered a damn hamster.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome. I had a cat. I've told the story before. I've told it a few times, but I had a cat, and I would take it by the tail and swing it and throw it over this big wooden fence. Actually, I told that story. Our YouTube network, me and Blarg, we got asked to like help promote this game on this live stream, and we were both hungover, and I'm like, dude, I've never done anything like this, like a real life live stream where we're sitting there, big ass camera pointed at us, and I'm like, what do I do with this? And they're like, they give us like actual like microphones and stuff, and I'm like telling the story on this live stream about how I used to pick my cat up because I played Mario, and Mario would take Bowser by the tail and swing him, and I would do that shit to my cat. And they deleted that live stream so fast. They got rid of that thing. So, dude, me and Blarg tried to go back and watch it because it was so funny, and they just nuked it. They were like, no.
Damn, man, that's deleted scenes, man.
I want to know how you got into our videos and stuff. I've never really got to ask you.
Okay, perfect. Let me put my cigar down for this. So, I'm not gonna keep it like sappy, whatever. But essentially, I was in a very dark spot in my life. And I found Matt and Grizzy through, I'm not gonna name the person because I guess the best way I can kind of reference his name is he kind of wrecked his career. You catch my drift? And
yeah,
it was a golf video. I just heard Grizzy's laugh. I'm like, bro, this man's laugh is addicting. So I then subscribed to Grizzy, and then I saw Matt, them two always collaborating, and same thing. So Blarg. And all y'all started playing together, and it just became a thing that it was just an everyday type of thing. And then I started like focusing more with Grizzy's laugh. It was something like that where I'm like, yo, I gotta see if anybody made any compilations. No one did, so I did. But it was not meant for YouTube. I literally made it for my phone just to rewatch it over and over again. And then my phone was a piece of shit phone, and I ran out of space. So I uploaded it on YouTube to save space. And then 4 months of me doing that, I decided just to make it public. And that's how the whole journey started. But like I said, I met you guys through essentially Matt.
Sick. That's crazy that's how it happened.
Yeah, it was a golfing video.
Yeah, that's fucking awesome.
It's
so weird how it works, man. Like, you making those compilations was just so mutually beneficial for everybody because it's because I would kind of wonder, you know, we were getting more popular and getting more people, and I was like, is anybody ever going to make a compilation of us? Because you see so many big YouTubers like fucking PewDiePie compilation, Smitty compilation. It's like you see those like all the time, and I was like, I wonder if anybody's ever going to do that with us. And then I saw that you started doing it, and I was like, this is awesome. Yeah, I was kind of like at the start, I didn't really know how to feel about it because, you know, you see people that make compilations, and they're literally just doing it to kind of like steal content and promote their own stuff, or kind of, you know, there's always some kind of angle that they're taking with it, and you did it perfectly, you know.
Yeah, I had no angle to it.
Awesome.
It was just entertainment. Like, I thoroughly enjoyed watching you guys, and it's like, how can I have people see what I'm enjoying? And like I said, at first, like, I used to share around. I think at that point I was working at Walmart. I'm like, yo, there's a lot of people my age. I was a cool manager. I was a manager there at Walmart, and I was a customer service manager on top of that. And it was a horrible job, but there's a lot of people who are cashiers that are around my age group that watched YouTube. I'm like, yo, watch these guys. Look at these guys. And they're like, bro, these guys are hilarious. These guys are phenomenal. So I just started doing compilations purposely and shared it with my coworkers. I'm like, yo, you should actually make this public. I'm like, I kind of don't want to, because I don't want, I kind of feel strange doing it. And then I thought about it. I'm like, when I look up like Grizzly Weeze, no, there was no compilation for Grizzly Weeze. And then obviously your type of fucked up jokes, there was no one doing any highlights of a collective of those kind of type of jokes, or Matt doing Arabic jokes about himself. There was nobody doing anything, because you had Swagger with the high drunk moments. You had the Misfits with their stuff. You had every type of big group had, or even something medium-sized group would have somebody dedicating their time to doing this type of stuff, and there's no one doing it at all. I'm like, I guess I'll pop their cherry for that and just do it and upload it, and hopefully it doesn't catch their radar until a little bit later. And if they get mad at me, then I'll terminate the channel. But I'm like, yeah, I'll see how it all works. But you guys were extremely freaking cool about it, and
yeah, definitely.
It definitely changed my life entirely. And obviously, like you said, it was a mutual win for both sides. You guys gathered a lot of more followership, and even to this day, I still get comments, because of you I found the goons, because of you I found the goons. And it's like, that makes me happy, because you guys made me happy in a dark time. I'm glad that I was able to basically reach out to thousands of more people, to
millions,
you guys. Yeah, true. Yeah, just
dude, it's funny because like whenever I want to show like my friends or something a video, because I try not to do it too much, because it's weird to talk about sometimes or whatever, but like whenever I want to show my friends like, oh, here's something of mine, I'll usually turn on one of your compilations, because I'm like, this is just, it's like some of the best shit right here. So this is kind of how you get a gist of it.
Yeah, it's definitely a weird world, but it's like, it's also like a phenomenal world. It's like I definitely cherish that, because like I said, I didn't do it for any personal gain. Like, I don't care. Like I'm doing my own stuff, and even though it may not reflect or anything as grand, I don't care. I'm doing everything just out of just the fun hobby, a hobby of mine. I'm doing my own gameplay stuff that does decent. I still focus on comps every so often, because when I want to, I still want to. And I'm just focusing on this, and this is right now my main passion. And so I just want people to find you guys more and actually enjoy you guys more.
Well, we definitely appreciate it, because it helped out a lot. And yeah, I know a lot of people would comment like I came from Senpapi Rick's compilations and stuff. So I was like, that's fucking awesome. What made me feel weird about it initially, until I talked to everyone, like, and they helped me understand it better, was you know, I've been doing YouTube, like you said. I mean, with this channel I have now, I've been doing it 10 years. And I would have people back in the day that would take my full video, just like a full video of mine, and then they would like put their intro on it and put their outro on it, and they would completely just play it off like it was their video entirely, and like retitle it and put a new thumbnail or something. And I was like, what the fuck is this? Like, and it was more so when I was like kind of trying to figure out how to do YouTube and how to build my audience, and I'm like seeing these other videos of people just stealing my shit, and I'm like, dude, do you realize how much time and fucking money and shit I've put into this, and you're just gonna rip me off like that? Like, what the fuck? So the way you did it was literally perfect. And that like kind of made me understand like, okay, not everybody is a fucking asshole
Yeah,
that's just trying to steal
yeah,
your videos and stuff.
yeah. Like I
Because
said,
McNasty, I think he did the same thing
with Ainsley.
with Ansley. Yeah, he made a compilation, and I think the way he did it was a good way to do it. I never watched it, so I don't really know much about it, but yeah, that's kind of how he started as well. So that's really cool that it's a similar story.
Yeah.
I messaged the boys and I asked some of them if they want to come on, so hopefully they're around and get them to
Okay.
hop in here.
Right now, I'm approaching 3 years since I uploaded the first compilation, and
Damn, time flies.
yeah, it's really, I don't know how to describe it. It's just eye opening. Yeah, like I said, I took nothing. Like, even though when you guys basically gave me like the okay to just put like monetization, whatever, I didn't. Even to this day, I don't use anything towards myself.
Really?
Like at all.
Hmm. That's fucking awesome.
I put majority towards charities. I put majority towards canceling a lot of my mom's debts and bills. I used majority to start my cousin's music career. Like I said, you guys helped me. You didn't have to do it, but I did it. And I decided, you know what, this is not my content 100%. So why should I 100% benefit from this? So I decided to just help people start their own stuff until I see my stuff blow up myself. Once I start
That's
saying
fucking
like
awesome.
that is my actual money I earned, I'm not gonna use it.
That's really cool of you to do that. I think Moist Critical did something similar. I don't think he made any of his money off of YouTube for a really long time. He donated a lot of it, or all of it. I can't remember what it was, but he donated a good portion of all of it to charity. I've always felt weird about charities. I don't know which ones I can trust. I've never really looked into them or whatever. So I usually use, excess money and stuff like that to help out my family and my friends and stuff and stuff like that, and hire my friends. Like I have 2 of my friends that work basically full time for me right now. So I think that's awesome. Like people that I grew up with and played baseball with and stuff, and just my boys that I got to look out for. I mean, it feels like it's not an obligation, but it's like you want to do the right thing. So
Yeah, and I'm the same way. Like the intros that I used to put on the compilations, the first year that music was my cousin's music, and then
really?
then I started establishing more like an avatar, which you probably seen here and there. I use my uncle drew that, which then my cousin's girlfriend, which is more of a digital artist, brought it into the digital world. So I paid her for that.
Wow,
And
that's fucking awesome.
yeah, so I kept it within the family, and then same thing with other things. What else? Music was in the family, and then my cousin took a little break because he's starting to focus on his own career, jobs, college. And I hit up one of his friends, which she's the one who used to mix and master for him. So I started using her music instead for the time being until he comes back fully ready for music. So I'm still keeping it within that circle.
That's really fucking cool. That is really fucking cool. Yeah, I was like with my friend Brandon. He is not necessarily an editor. And he jokes about his editing and stuff all the time, and I'm like, it's good enough to get the job done, and I would rather pay you and my friends and stuff to help y'all out with student debt or whatever you're going through than to hire someone that I would rather not have an perfectly amazing editing done on my second channel, that like give and take. I'd rather have some thrown together whatever and give it to you instead of just giving it to somebody that I don't know.
Yeah.
So
that's essentially what I did with the art. Anything that I did thumbnail wise, whatever I did with avatar wise or image wise, I went straight to my cousin's girlfriend, and currently she's in school for nursing, and she comes from a very moderately wealthy family, so there's no financial aid. So every single time I purposely asked her for work so I could pay her to help her with her tuition.
Right.
So every single time paying YouTube payment comes in, hit her up. I don't really need this, but I want you to work on this. And then I'll throw her a couple dollars, and she's like, well, some of my tools or some of my pencils are My templates are either outdated or I need to update, but it's a subscription based. I said I'll pay for it, and that's what I just do. I basically like I listen to every episode of the Goons, so I kind of hear how you guys are as people, and like I said, I kind of reflect that.
That's why I hit you up to do like the best of videos. You've done 2 for me, right? You did 2
Yeah,
compilations for me, right?
yep, I
Yeah,
did.
that's why I hit you up. I was like, this is the guy to fucking do it because he already watches our shit. He knows how to make them. I mean, he'd be perfect to do it. And I would like to support you, and instead of just giving it to like whoever, because I know that you would put like the passion into it, and you genuinely care about what you're doing. So it's like it's a no-brainer, you know.
Yeah, and I make sure like now obviously I learned my lesson. Obviously I saw that it was age gated. So now
Yeah.
now that I know, I think I know probably a few clips that may have made it age gated. So like even if in the future, if I like obviously for this year, if I find some clips that I know might hit that field, I'll probably do like an edit. Obviously, the bass, the sensor bass type of things, and just make it more
Yeah.
so you actually get full amount.
Yeah, YouTube is very weird, man. YouTube has changed recently too with stuff like I don't know. I feel like I'm pretty lucky about the whole age restriction and demonetization stuff, but sometimes they can be a little weird with it. Like sometimes you'll upload a video that's extremely offensive and has like all this fucked up stuff and all these fucked up jokes. But yeah, YouTube will demonetize stuff that I would think would be pretty tame. Like I'll upload a video and I'm like, nothing really was bad said. I mean, we might say fuck occasionally or something, and then that'll be the one that gets hit. Like I had a GTA video recently that was really tame, and there wasn't a whole lot of the bad shit in it at all, and it got demonetized. And then I upload a video with Osama bin Laden as the fucking thumbnail, and that's confirmed green. It's like what?
It's definitely became a new different world. It's like I'm not sure if Susan hired any new like managers or I don't even know what it is because right now like for me I love cigars. Cigars has been my thing for the past year. Like I sat down with a lot of big people, CEOs, presidents, and this has been an amazing journey. But as of recent, whatever recent update they did with YouTube, this channel could potentially become attacked by YouTube pretty soon, which sucks.
Just for the cigars?
Yeah, for tobacco, and they're categorizing like medicinal marijuana and cigarettes in the same category as cigars, even though they're different, basically universes. Cigarettes is pumped with a whole bunch of chemicals and stuff like that. This is literally from grounds, ground, seed, leaf, and then stick. And that's about it. And like one of my recent videos I did with this gentleman named James DeBarba, 3-time Grammy nominated and an Emmy winner for a Latin band that he was a part of. Oh no, he's still a part of. And that video got hit by age gated. And I was told by other people who I know who's part of the cigar community that if you get hit by 3 age gates in a small period of time, then they could potentially terminate your channel.
Wow. I don't know about age restrictions, but I know if you get a strike, if you get a strike, that's the big one. And yeah, I've had to deal with that. Yeah, I had a strike on my second channel, and it was for promoting violent criminal organizations, which is like, what? I'm watching memes and TikToks, you know what I mean? And I have viewers send in memes and stuff, and we were trying to figure out like what the fuck could that have been, and we kind of deduced it down to some really fucked deep fried Minecraft meme that somebody sent in that had like all this weird like Arabic text, and we were like, maybe there's something in there that we didn't know how to read that was like saying something or whatever. But I reached out to my network and I was like, can I have someone look into this, because I don't think there was anything bad in this video, because you can go back and rewatch it and I watched the whole thing and I'm like, I really don't see how there could be anything in here that would give me a strike.
Yeah.
Of all things, like that's not good at all. and they looked into it and they were like, yeah, that was a false strike. And it's like, god damn, how do you, a false strike? Like I can understand a false demonetization, or maybe they age restricted something and that they messed up, they missed something. That's fine, I can live with that. But a strike, it's like, okay, now you're like telling me that's like 3 strikes you're out
Yeah,
is what it is.
exactly.
And I was like, god damn, dude, like I have 2 people that are like relying on this channel to make money and
Yeah.
stuff. Like that's their job now, is to work on that channel. And they removed it, but ever since they've removed it, the views have like consistently been doing worse and worse, and we haven't really changed anything. And so I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Because my second channel was almost doing as well as my main channel.
Yeah, it was.
Like it was killing it. It was fucking killing it. And we were just so confused, and we're still confused. Like I'm having to reach out now, like, what is going on? Like, can I get some insight on what the fuck is the problem? Because it's something I don't know if there's a shadow ban. I know there, because none of these companies say.
Of course.
They'll never publicly say like, oh yeah, of course we shadow ban people. Like they'll never say that. But I feel like something has happened, because there's no way a channel just goes from 200K, 300K, 150K per video to now it's struggling to hit 100K. That just seems kind of odd. I don't know.
It's definitely definitely the system. Damn, that smoke just hit my throat. But it's.
Did you inhale?
No.
No inhaling.
The smoke forced me to inhale. I feel like I was getting waterboarded by smoke. But it's definitely been a weird world with YouTube, like as of lately, because like I said, with the whole cigar world, every single year is getting worse and worse for anything. That's why I'm trying to do a little bit more stuff, like for example with you, and trying to get more with music artists. I have a god brother of mine that owns a restaurant that's doing super successfully in Pennsylvania. Now he actually opened a branch here in New Jersey. So I'm slowly trying to like branch out of cigars while still staying in cigars, because this is my passion. And it's just so weird that out of nowhere I get age gated, and then our rules for cigar content is so different than majority every other content that's out there. Now it's like if you get age gated a whole bunch of time, then you don't. It's not a strike. They consider age gates as strikes for cigar channels because we're promoting tobacco use. Even though in the podcast we'll just say this is what I enjoy. We're not saying go out and buy said product. We just say this is what I do. This person enjoys it. This person got introduced to it. This person works in that line of business. And the same thing, the person who we're interviewing, that'll be a spokesperson of a big company, the president, a CEO. Again, I guess they also know the rules. They're just saying, well, this is how I came upon my company. This is how I formed it. This is what we do. This is how we blend it. This is how we grow it. But they don't say anything. Oh, everybody who's watching, buy that product.
Right. Yeah.
And this still striking me, which is weird.
Yeah. YouTube is definitely a weird job to get into. It's super gray area with a lot of things, and some stuff is okay, and then other things are not. It's so strange. Like, if you're an independent YouTuber, you aren't supposed to talk about like tragedies, like boom, 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 mass tragedy kind of stuff. But then you can have these late night YouTube channels talk about it, and they're on the front page, and it's like, well, why are they getting the okay to do this, or why is certain stuff allowed? Like even with like with like video games, like why was Cyberpunk allowed to have nudity on Twitch, but if you have nudity in another game, you're gonna get your channel deleted, or something like that. It's so strange how it works. I mean, I don't really understand how they come to that decision. I wish I knew. I mean, maybe there is something logical about why they do it, but it doesn't feel that way because they're not transparent with anybody about it.
And that's like the key situation with YouTube, or even with any platform itself. They're not transparent with when you get age gated or you get demonetized. You have something you have to hit out, like on Twitter. Like I saw somebody affiliated with the Circle that they tweeted out and said, oh, because of this small little section of their video, 1 second, the whole video got demonetized. I said, but they don't give that option on the creator dashboard. you get demonetized.
Yeah.
You're like, why is it demonetized? And then they will just, if you try to appeal it, if you try to do whatever, then they will like immediately just unflag. No, basically they'll flag your repeal.
Yeah, it's super weird. I know I had a GTA video recently that was once again pretty tame. There wasn't anything really bad in it. I mean, some jokes, the usual bullshit, and it was doing super well, like amazing. It was 1 out of 10 on my channel, which means that's good for people that don't know. Like it was 1 out of 10 out of the past 10 videos. It was the best performing by a good bit, and it got hit with age restriction, and I appealed it, and then it was like, no, you can't appeal it, or you can appeal it, but we're still saying no.
Yep.
And then I had to go fucking tweet to Team YouTube. I'm like tweeting at them, and I'm getting these fucking robot AI replies like, thanks for reaching out. Click here to figure out your issue. And I finally, I guess, get to an actual person, and I'm like, I don't know why this is age restricted. Could I have someone take another look? I've tried to appeal it, and it's still age restricted. And then they came back and they were like, oh yeah, we confirmed there's nothing bad in the video. And it's like, well, dude, what what the fuck were like the 2 other attempts at me doing that through YouTube? I had to go to Twitter to talk to you about it, and you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like I get it. I'm not fucking PewDiePie or whatever, but I'm still a pretty big content creator. You would think I would get that these creators would get a level of fucking transparency where you don't have to goddamn go to Twitter and message and tweet publicly to YouTube. Like I have to publicly put so people can see it. The problem that I'm having is so strange.
Yeah, that was me with like last one that got demonetized, and it was from the compilations back from like 2019 and 2020. And at that point, I was literally between 2 to 3 videos a week for my content, and they just like, oh, out of nowhere in the middle of the night, I get a notification saying your membership has been paused. Okay, and I looked and it says I've been demonetized. But when I looked at it, it says reuse content. Okay, and I saw the do's and I saw the don'ts, and all the don'ts did not apply to my channel. So they told me to make a 5-minute video. I made a 5-minute video explaining how none of the don'ts applies to me. And then literally less than, I think like 6 hours, they said, well, we already made our decision. I'll reapply in 30 days. Yep.
What? You had to make a video about it?
But not publicly. I had to do it unlisted. You send it to them.
Right. What? I've never heard of that. That's so fucking weird.
So I had to make a 5 minutes max. And explain to them in detail, while the first 30 seconds had to show off my YouTube URL and about myself for 30 seconds, and then the other 4.5 minutes is to show in detail of my work. It's kind of hard to do 4 minutes of in detail stuff, like how my editing process is done, how this is done, in 4.5 minutes. So I try my best to cram as much information in 4.5 minutes, and I sent the appeal. And then 6 hours later, they denied the request. And I said, try again in 30 days.
That is fucking weird. That is really weird. I've never had to do anything like that. That sounds like some virtual court bullshit. It's like,
yeah,
like a Zoom call to a fucking judge. That's so strange.
Yeah, like, there was no warning. I didn't get a warning. I didn't get a, hey, your channel's being watched. Watch what you upload. Nothing. It was just out of nowhere. Just monetization's gone. And it's like, man, people depends on that. And then when the 21st hits, nothing came in, and I'm like, well, at least I earned, a decent amount in March. What's going on? They say, well, we withhold payments until you're remonetized again, but we only hold it for 50 days. If you're not remonetized within 50 days, basically it's their money.
Jesus, that sucks. And I've never had to deal with that, luckily. Yeah, YouTube is a weird thing to get into, kids. So if you're out there trying to get into it, good fucking luck. It's tough. Yeah. Luckily, I feel like I kind of bypassed a lot of bullshit because of how long I've been doing it, and yeah, I feel like I kind of established myself. I was making videos before demonetization was a thing, so yeah, I got pretty lucky with that. But the demonetization shit hit hard because I was starting to make money, like decent money, like right out of high school, first year of college. I was like, wow, I can fucking live off of this and be comfortable and afford shit. And then demonetization happened while I was in college, and I was like, oh fuck.
Yep.
Well, I better start studying a little bit more because shit is not gonna be good.
Yep.
But, yeah. And it was really, really bad when they first did it. Like that first year, bro, it was brutal. Like every fucking video was getting hit with that shit for absolutely no reason. It's like they were just throwing them out like it was fucking candy at a parade, bro.
Yeah.
Just like fucking darts, just throwing them for no. And in the dark, darts in the fucking dark. It was just at anything and everything for no reason.
Yeah, but
And
they also ignore certain
I
people.
don't even think there was an appeal. Yeah, there was. I don't even think there was an appeal at first either. I think it was just like you got hit with it. It's like suck it up, bitch. You get fucked.
Yeah.
So when they started the appeal thing, I was like, oh, thank God.
I know as a recently with a lot of things, but especially now reactions being such a big thing on YouTube. I know a few people that react to some things as same as people who are quote unquote bigger when it comes to the reaction world, and they're getting legitly striked for videos.
I believe it.
And it will be, I think that the parts of the top 10 reactors, they will react to this one thing, and the person will react. That person is either trying to laugh or trying to cringe or whatever, and they'll react with the person, but that person gets a strike.
Yeah, that and that's how it was on my second channel. Like the meme that potentially got me a strike was a meme that was sent in that was already on YouTube, and I have my thing set to where it has to be a video over like 5,000, 10,000 views, so people don't upload a video of them jerking off and send it in or whatever. So it has to be a video that's been up for a while or something like that. And I was like, how does that make any sense when it's a video already on YouTube and now I'm getting a strike for reacting to it? Like what?
Yeah, like I don't know. Like obviously, I love where I'm at now, but it's sometimes every day it's like a lottery. Sometimes you feel like today's gonna be a day where I get an email saying, "Hey, I watched all your stuff." And you're like, "Ah, oh, fuck.
Yeah,
what did I do now?" It's just a weird world that they allow certain people to do things. But if you're in a smaller statue, or even if you're medium-sized statue, they just start targeting you, or they just start picking and choosing randomly.
Yeah, I kind of have a weird theory. I don't think I've told anyone about this, but I kind of have a weird theory about why all of it started. I'm gonna try and phrase this to where it'll make sense and I won't sound like a tinfoil hat wearing conspiracy theorist. But I kind of feel like what happened was these advertisers realized that they could go to Google, YouTube. Google owns YouTube, for those of you who don't know. And they could go to Google and be like, hey, we're Coca-Cola, we're whoever, and we don't want our ads on these kind of videos. And Google's like, oh, okay, well, all right, well, we're going to take care of that, and we're going to make sure, we're going to set up a system to where any kind of video that we feel is like a threat, we're going to demonetize it. And so Coca-Cola, whoever these companies are, they realize, oh, wow, we have the power to tell these people this kind of thing. Well, now what we're going to do is we're going to negotiate our rates for advertising. So we're going to pretend like we really care what our shit's getting advertised on, but really we don't give a fuck. We don't give a shit if our ad is on a racist video or whatever. We don't really care, but we know if we pretend like we care, we can get our rates lowered and there can be some back and forth. So it's like, these companies are complaining to Google like, we're gonna remove our ads off of this, and you know what, we don't want to pay $1 million an ad now, we want to pay $500,000, and we want more ad space. So I feel like there's some kind of back room, but that's all conspiracy.
Speculation,
so I don't,
conspiracy.
Yeah, that's all speculation. I don't know if that's true.
I could see that happening. I could see that. I could definitely see that happening. But again, for those, it's conspiracy. It's false. This is opinionated.
Yeah, that's not. Yeah, that's a very, very big conspiracy. That cannot be true at all. But that's kind of what I think might happen. And it's not to say that all these companies don't care about where their ads are. I'm sure there are genuine companies that really do care about what they're putting their shit on. But I think that they kind of see how they can have taken advantage of the situation, I guess.
You get a sweeter deal and then obviously more money. And all these people are like Mr. Krabs. Money, money.
Oh, yeah. To think that these corporations care about anything more than money, you would be lying to yourself.
Exactly. It's everything's subjective and it's very weird. This is a weird business, and like I said, it applies to anybody out there who's trying to do whatever they want to do, let it be from gaming to cigars to reviews to unboxings to reactions. It's a weird world at the moment with YouTube. Everything is changing. You have new people coming in, new people coming out, and it's never consistent. And I wish I was younger.
It's way oversaturated now.
Yeah,
too.
It's super oversaturated. Because people see leaked documents of how much Ninja made, or they see documents of how much this person made, and they're like, "Hey, mommy, I want to grow up to be a YouTuber." And then everybody and their mama decides to make a YouTube channel and upload Fortnite and this and that and try to make it big and only see you for the dollar signs. And I think like back in 2012, 2011, there was only like a handful of people that had like 1 million subscribers. Now there's like over
probably so,
thousands. I think it's now it's in the thousands of people who have over 1 million.
I'm sure, yeah, definitely. I know. I think now, I don't know if it's changed, but I heard that if you are a streamer on Twitch now and you have over, it might not just apply to Twitch. It might be anything that you stream on. But if you have over 15 people watching it consistently while you're live, you are in the top 1% of streamers, which is a weird thought to have because of how oversaturated the whole market is now with people coming in and wanting to do it.
Wow, yeah. 15. Wow, that's.
I think it's 15 people consistently watching. Yeah, wow. That's crazy.
That's insane. I didn't know that. Wow. I mean,
yeah.
Twitch is a whole different ballgame. Like I said, this is this type of quote unquote job now. It's just everybody decides, you know what? Fuck college. I want to be a gamer. I want to be a reviewer. I want Samsung to send me phones and I review it, and I want Apple to send me phones because I want to review it, or Sonos send me your speakers, or JBL send me your speakers. And it's oversaturated, and it's definitely it's gonna be how like MySpace was. After a while, something new comes in, and people are gonna flock into that. And obviously, YouTube has had its runs, but I know people are gonna try to recreate a system where it could probably be more transparency, but it's not gonna be real transparent. They're gonna advertise it as it's transparent, but keep it the same kind of way. It's a weird world.
Yeah, I don't think that there's ever gonna be a competitor to YouTube. As much as I would like for there to be, for more than one reason. I would like for there to be so I could also have a platform on it and get viewers on it.
Yeah.
But of course, that would be awesome. But also to have an option and make it more competitive. Like I loved it when other streaming platforms were giving these streamers contracts, like big contracts, because it felt like sports. You're like, what streamer's getting signed today? Like because it added that competitiveness to where you have to cater to these streamers that they're going to be like, fuck you, I'm the one with the viewers, I'm going here because it's better for me and they're giving me more money. So but I just don't know if YouTube's ever going to have that. I really don't. I mean, with Google, I looked up their net worth the other day because I was talking to my friend Ethan about it, and we were just like bullshit and talking about stuff, and Google is worth like $3 trillion. So yeah.
Ooh.
See, there's never going to be an individual that can compete with that. I mean, even Elon Musk, you cannot compete with that kind of money. That is impossible. So and it's fucking Google. Like we use Google every day.
Yeah.
You indirectly don't even realize you're using Google. You know what I mean?
And I heard as well, people, I know a few people that actually work within Google, and whenever you click on a source, like you go on Google and you type in something, and you click on a link, even though it's not on Google's website, every single time you click a link through Google, they get a few pennies in their pocket.
Yeah, I fucking fully believe it. It's gonna have to be some mammoth of a corporation that would want to compete, and I just don't know if it would be beneficial for them. And I feel like it would probably just get to the point where it would be a YouTube clone, essentially, where they would end up having the same kind of rules and shit in there. But I don't know. Maybe one day we'll have something that can compete and be good. I mean, with Spotify signing podcast deals and stuff, that definitely helps.
Mhm.
I mean, think you can think it what you want about it, but in any kind of business, when you have a competitor, it's good for the public. So
Yeah, of course. People who were having their platform for podcasts on every platform, and then Spotify's like, here's $500 million to exclusively play your podcast here and here only. Who's gonna turn that down?
yeah, money talks and bullshit walks, bro.
Mhm.
Nobody's gonna turn that down, that for sure. But it's good. It's good though, and maybe Spotify will try and do something like that. Who knows? I mean, they got that kind of money to throw around.
Yeah.
And it's good. It's good when these platforms go for specific streamers and stuff to try and build up their websites and stuff. It's good overall because it shows YouTube like, hey, we are to fucking listen to our source of income better.
Yeah. Because recently Spotify had the little for music. Sometimes you see the music video in the background. They have the capability of slowly probably integrating videos to actually be uploaded on Spotify. You never know with that kind of stuff. People could try to also put their platform onto Spotify, not only with music now, not only with podcasts. They could actually probably do other sorts of networking with either reviewings or you never know, gaming.
Yeah, I mean they could just create their. They could create their. Well, I think I heard. It might have been a few years ago or a year ago that I heard that Spotify was trying to do some kind of video platform. So could be. I think there are some podcasts that you can watch the videos of on there. So they're already streaming video and stuff.
It's integrated, so you never know. They could probably, you know what? People are complaining so much about YouTube. Let's make our platform better.
Yeah.
And then YouTube, you know what? Now we have to be more transparent. And that could probably scare them a little bit. Like if a whole bunch of people start leaving, like, I'll let you know when you guys get demonetized. I'll let you know what exactly time frame it is, and it's
yeah. And for a lot of people, it wouldn't even be a big debate. Like let's say for instance, a joke of mine is specifically the reason that a video is getting demonetized. Well, I mean that would make me reflect on my own content and be like, well, was the joke even really that good? Is the content worth, losing money over, or is this certain clip worth ruining the whole video? Because that's the big thing. It's not so much sacrificing the creativity side of it, like how I'm trying to word this.
I know you're trying to say it's more about like a personalities change.
Well, it would just be better if there was more human kind of element to it, like just being more transparent. I'm just saying it in a roundabout.
I mean, I now understand what you're trying to say in a sense where it may be a joke. Either it could have been rubbed the wrong way because of how it was said. Maybe it was too controversial at that moment, or at least you have an interaction like, hey, this joke may not have been bad, but you have reports of people reporting it for this instance.
Yeah. Well, I remember what I was trying to say now. Well, what it is like they say that demonetization doesn't mess up the traffic of the video, meaning how many people it's going to reach. But it very, very obviously does. Demonetized videos do not get recommended. They do not perform as well, and that's only because they're not going to let them go through to larger audiences. And I would way rather sacrifice a clip or a joke than sacrifice my videos getting out to more people and letting more people watch my videos and stuff.
Yeah, it's basically a bridge that's being just decapitated. You don't want that bridge to be not there anymore because of one joke.
Yeah. And I mean, to a certain point, there would never be a point where I would be like, well, I'm going to completely censor myself and completely remove every fucking personality trait that I have with my stuff just to reach more people. I mean, there would be a point to where I'd be like, no, I'm not doing that, or you know, you're not gonna make me do that.
Yeah, you,
But
you fall back a little bit, but not too much, where it makes you a whole different content creator.
exactly, yes, yeah, for sure. What you drinking there?
Coffee with a little cream in it.
Coffee. Nice.
That's the best pairing when it comes to cigars.
I would say whiskey.
That's also phenomenal as well. But it depends on what you're smoking. So with the cigars, when it comes to the cigar world, they call it the cigar etiquette, and there's different rules when it comes to the cigar community. It sounds weird, but it's a big community. People see it as not really prestigious, but more respectable. And some cigars, when they blend a certain way, like the company that I'm smoking right now, is called CLE, which is this is the band right here. It actually focuses. So CLE has been a company that's been around for I think over 30 years, and a lot of their blends has hints of coffee and chocolate taste to it. And because of the taste, they say it pairs better with a coffee. If you go for cigars that has like a leathery, cedar, woodsy, earthy taste to it, or like a little bit of hint of chocolate, they would say whiskey, bourbons will go perfect with it. So it's a little bit of art. It's weird. It's a weird world, but it's definitely a community that I love being a part of. You meet people you never knew you can meet. It's definitely a world that people they forget job titles, they forget status, and they just come down to the human level and then they just conversate with you, which is why I've been so addicted to this community.
That's why I love rock and metal. I mean, the types of people that it attracts, it's from all walks of life. You know, it's all religion, skin color, anything. I mean, you have doctors, lawyers that are into this, and like the weirdest thing, my fucking financial advisor, we sat down to like, you know, talk about my future and my plans and all this kind of stuff that you do. And he was like, "Are you in a band or anything?" And I was like, "Yeah, I'm in a metal band." And he was like, "Yeah, I love Metallica." Like just the most like clean cut dude you would never expect. So that I love it. And you know, people that come to shows and stuff. I mean, everyone's so different, and
Yeah.
it's never like a fucking dick competition or whatever.
Yeah.
It's always everyone's just super cool and hanging out and listening to good music, and that's what
Yeah.
it's all about.
And that's one good thing. That's a great thing when it comes to the cigar community as well, is because there's a lot of people who are where it comes to the America wise, it's majority of Caucasian Americans who's into cigars, and a lot of them, like 99% of them, are into rock and heavy metal. And every single time I'm a part of a few cigar discords, I hop on, you hear Metallica in the background, you hear different rock bands in the background, and they're just like headbanging, chilling, relaxing. I go to a few lounges, you hear some places actually do live bands where it'll be either salsa bands or it'll actually be rock bands that come on, and they'll be a little bit more tamer with it. They won't go the super heavy material that they have, but they would have live rock performances at lounges. People just come together, enjoy a cigar, they talk with the artists, chill, relax. They even hand the artists, "Here's a cigar on me. Here's a cigar on me," and just chit chat and just communicate. And it's just like, this is a weird world, but it's phenomenal. You actually talk with people, actually learn about them.
Yeah, I think that's a big problem that the world is missing. A big problem is a lot of people don't know how to communicate with others, and they kind of just have a skewed viewpoint on certain things just based off of what they've seen and what they've read online. And it's like, you go and talk to these people, or you get to know someone on a different level. It's way better than just reading a headline and thinking negatively about someone, or just judging someone based off of anything, you know?
Yeah. So
Yeah,
everybody will
getting to
incorporate heavy metal with satanic worshiping, and
right.
they pair, like I said, with cigars with like cancer and dying and having a stoma and all that kind of stuff. It's like, no, that's two separate different things. Like you
Yeah,
have Christian rock bands, you have even heavy metal bands that actually talk about religion in their pieces, and they're nowhere near that kind of spectrum that you think it is. You just portray it into a categorized group, You hear one Slipknot song, you think, oh my god, everything's demonic. Look at their mask,
Yeah.
look at their attire. Like, no, it's
Yeah.
just that's just their appearance.
Yeah. It's like symbolic for stuff or whatever. Or, you know, when you actually read some lyrics, I mean, there are obviously some songs that promote devil worship or whatever, like stuff like that. But some artists, you know, you read their songs and it's like, wow, they're actually talking about something that is important or has some fucking meat in there
Yeah,
that makes you think. Or and that's what attracted me to a lot of metal, is because, you know, it just gives you an energetic, fun feeling, and then you realize like, oh wow, these guys are actually singing about cool shit, you know. So yeah, it's awesome for sure. It's
yeah.
fucking awesome. I love it.
That's why we need to change more of people's mind with just how everything is, especially with rock. Like I said, I got into it, late high school, and I fell in love with it ever since. And I added a few bands into my playlist. Obviously, like I said, Disturbed. I have your music there, and there's so many other people that I have that's been a part of it. Like I said, I grew up in a certain way, but a lot of the artists who I grew up listening to are now kind of transversing into that kind of genre, and they're all doing perfectly fine with it. One gentleman, it sounds weird, but his artist name is Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny.
Bad Bunny. And his first few albums were straight, just reggaeton type vibes, and then he became more versatile. One song he had a segment where he was speaking Japanese. Another song he had basically a little bit of a more soft rock into it, like punk rock. And then another one was more heavier rock. And then he'll do into like a pop song, and then he'll go into a merengue, because a merengue is usually a Dominican side of music. So usually Puerto Rican artists never explore that side, but he still did it anyways. And I think his last album, I think 4 songs was rock related. And it's like, this is getting out there. People are actually appreciating it more, because it's a lot of work that goes into like rock music, with the drums, the bass, the guitars, the vocalists, and obviously how to pitch and change it from screamo to a more deeper tone. It's a art.
Yeah, for sure.
And people are not realizing that, because they they put into a symbology of one way, because that's what their parents told them what it is.
Yeah, definitely. I know at some of my shows that I've played, there are you know, like younger teenagers or younger adults that come, and they're like, I mean, I can kind of tell a metalhead by how they're dressed a little bit, and the hair usually is an indicator. But I'll see younger people come, and they're more clean cut and all this kind of stuff, and they're not wearing all black and chains and, you know, the whole like aesthetic of it. And they'll come up and be like, hey, you know, I never listened to this kind of music before I found out about you and your band and stuff. And I'm like, that's crazy that I'm somehow someone's entryway into metal, because that's not how at all it was for me. You know, my entry point was fucking Metallica, the biggest metal rock band in the world. And so it's really cool to see people that were like, I never even considered giving this music a chance, because I didn't really think I'd like it or be into it. And now they're like, dude, I'm going to shows and I'm getting into all these other bands. And I was like, dude, that's fucking awesome. That somehow my little band is the one that got you into it. That's really cool.
The biggest question I have for you: what will be the limelight of Slackjaw? Like, who will be the person that comes up to you and is like, yo, you did a good job? Or what will be like the moment where you know, shit, I actually made it?
Dude.
Will it be a Grammy? Will it be an Emmy? Will it be Metallica saying, yo, I love your work? Or come play, open up for us? Like, what moment will be like, what the fuck?
I mean, obviously all of those would be really fucking cool. I mean, we don't care about awards. We don't care about what people think. You know, we're just doing it for ourselves, and we're doing it because we love it, and it's fun, and that's the main reason I'm doing it. Is just it's fun, and I love it, and it's something I've always wanted to do, regardless of money, regardless of any kind of status or pat on the back. But I mean, of course, you know, if we got to open for Metallica or something like that, we would all collectively shit ourselves. Or just any band that we look up to. I mean, like Gojira or Tool or something like that. I mean, that would just be mind blowing. Like any artist that we look up to it would just be really, really cool. And you know, we've had people that have reached out and told us that they like what we're doing and stuff like that, and that's awesome, you know, because we're just being ourselves and we're having fun, and you know, we don't really give a fuck what anyone thinks about it. We're just doing it for ourselves, and when people that we look up to or really like come along and tell us that they like us as well, that's just a bonus, you know.
Yeah. Uh, all I know is 100% it will happen. It would definitely happen because, like I said,
Uh,
I'm like I said, I'm obviously I'm a freaking bean size compared to what you have done in the last 10 years. And like I said, I recently went through something like that. Like I said, I grew up, like I said, the person I spoke about before. DOG was a Latin group that I grew up listening to, and that was a part of our life like since basically birth. They came out They came out in '95. I was born in '97, and every party, wedding, whatever it was, we played their music, and we found a connection because of Cigars. And one of the lead singers or one of the lead members came on our show, and it was I was shitting myself, and I'm like, bro, this is a Grammy nominated artist. This person won Emmys. This person was in movies. This person was in Law and Order. This person was in a lot of these big major projects, and he fucking said yes to us. And it's
yeah,
like, if a little person like me could have something like that be done, trust and believe with your work. Like I said, with a few songs I listened to, I'm trying to. I put a lot of songs in backlog so I could just speed run it and just like listen to it and actually observe it. And that's how I am now. I love music now. Speaking with him, I have a few other artists I have lined up probably the next few months, and it's just like music has become more of a thing that I love listening to.
my little furry friend has joined the party.
I see. It sucks because I'm deathly allergic to cats.
I think that I am too. I don't know if you can tell my voice is a little raspy. Dude, my allergies, I probably have the worst allergies out of anybody on planet Earth. And I can fully say that with confidence. Dude, I legit, I thought I had COVID, bro. And it was just my allergies. It was so bad. I was like bedridden, couldn't taste anything. I was dizzy. I felt like I was going to puke. And I'm like, dude, I have to have COVID for sure. And I took a COVID test. It came back negative. And I'm like, bro, what the fuck is going on? And I go to the doctor. This is like 2 or 3 months ago, by the way. I go to the doctor, and you know, he's like looking at me, you know, in my ears and my fucking throat, and he's just like, yeah, man, it's just your allergies. He's like, I can prescribe you cough pearls, which are just like, I guess stronger cough balls, pretty much.
I mean, I'm the same way with allergies. Like, before my uncle passed about like 10 years ago, he had 2 cats in his apartment, and he actually lived in the same building as my other aunt. I come from a humongous family. My great grandmother has 16 kids, and a lot of them lived in the same building. So you know what? I'm gonna go visit my uncle. He's only 3 floors higher than where my aunt is at. Enter his house. Within 5 minutes, my throat is closing, tearing eyed, can't breathe, can't taste, can't hear. I'm just like slowly just decomposing, and I just want to have a couple conversations with him, but I couldn't do it. Cats get me to that level, and it sucks because they're so cute and cuddly. Look, I'm looking right now. They're so cute.
Oh, she is definitely putting on an act because she knows she's being recorded right now. Usually, her name's Ruby. After my great grandmother, and she is a bitch. Don't let her fool you. Dude, for some reason she's weird, right? She loves being pet on the head. Like that's what she wants. She wants you to pet her on the head. But if you go back here, you know, on her back, she's acting fine right now, but usually you pet her on the back, yeah, she'll want to fucking kill you for some reason.
Yeah, that was my uncle's cat, Shadow. It was an all black cat named Shadow. And anywhere you pet, I think it was a him. Anywhere you pet him, just instantly just fuck you up.
Yeah, that's usually how she is. She is interesting. So whenever I got her, I adopted her from a PetSmart. I guess that's what you call like a pet adoption.
Yeah.
And I got fucking scammed because this lady is like, yeah, you're gonna have to PayPal me. It's $75 to get the cat, but go ahead and PayPal me like $100 to cover the fees. And I'm like, lady, I use PayPal. I know it's not a $25 fee to get the cat, but we had been there for so long and had just been trying to get her for so long, me and my girlfriend. I was like, fuck it, I'll give you $100. I don't give a shit. I just want the cat and I want to go home.
Yeah.
We had probably been there for like an hour trying to get her and talking on the phone to all these people. And I was like, you know what? I'm gonna be a good cat dad. I'm gonna go out and get her one of those self-cleaning litter boxes.
Mm-hmm.
And dude, those are pretty expensive. I don't know how much I spent on one, but she did not fuck with it at all. And I think because I watched this fucking video of how to set it up, and the guy's like, oh, you got to put on the privacy lid. The privacy lid. Cats love their privacy when they shit and piss. So put on the privacy lid. So I put that on. And it has like a claw that scoops the litter into this box that you just take out and throw away. And I think what might have happened was she was in there with the lid on it, and the claw started moving, and it scared the shit out of her. And she tried to jump out and was like hitting the lid, trying to get out. And she decided that she was no longer going to use the litter box. And I find this out because I have the litter box kind of in a corner of my house that you wouldn't really go to. It's like in my living room, but it's kind of like tucked away in this corner that you can't even really see it from the living room. And I have like a big comforter from a bed sitting over there, so she can like lay on it or whatever. And I walk over there one day, and I step on this comforter as I'm walking over there, and it's soaking wet. And I'm like, because I had noticed there was a weird smell. I'm like, what the fuck is that smell? And it's just straight up cat piss all over this comforter. And I didn't realize that maybe it was the litter box that was making her act this way. So I picked up this comforter, bro. It was so nasty. It was dripping with cat piss. And I take it and I throw it away. And I'm like, that's weird. I don't know why she did that. And like I think a week passes, and she shit all over my cloth couch that I had in there, and shit and pissed on it. And it's a cloth couch, so it's fucked.
Yeah.
Like there's no return from that. And I had to get it out of my living room, and it's like got piss in the little like cloth area under the couch that like holds it together or whatever, and it's just like puddles of piss in there, and it doesn't fit through my door to my living room.
Gotta take it apart?
No, we didn't take it apart. I don't even know how we could have taken it apart. So me and my friend, me and Brandon, my roommate, we have this fucking couch, and we're like trying to get it through this fucking door any way possible. And dude, I'm like, fuck this shit. We got to get this out of here. I don't give a fuck about this couch. And there was legit a door to my living room, and I like NFL fucking run into this couch, and the door is just fucked. It's like splintered and falling apart, and we eventually like we took the door off the hinges, and the door was fucked, and we got it out of there. But now my living room is missing a door that will not ever be put back up.
Another question, I guess, is what's your pet history? How many pets have you had? Like I know you said hamster.
Fuck, man, I've had a lot. I'm gonna have to think about that. So the first pet I ever had was the cat I talked about that I threw over the fence like Bowser. We called her Mama Cat because she was like a stray that just kind of hung around the house, and that's how a lot of my pet stories kind of start, where they were just kind of strays that just started hanging around. But we would feed her and stuff, and she had kittens, and she got me back pretty good. She had kittens in this little cardboard box that we put outside for her. And I wanted to go look at these fucking kittens. You know, I'm a kid, and I'm getting down there in this box, and she swiped the fuck out of my face, like fucked me up good. And so she got her revenge. And then I don't know what happened to her. I think we might have had a dog at my first house as well, but I don't remember much about him. Then we moved, and I had a dog. I think his name was Max. I'm pretty sure his name was Max, and he was like my first like legit kind of pet, where I was like, I loved this dog to death. Like I got him when he was a puppy, I can't remember where we got him or how we got him, but I had him when he was a puppy, and we lived on a dirt road, and we didn't have a fence, and he got hit by a truck, and the truck did not stop or anything. Like, it was daylight too. Like, it was just
Wow.
daylight, and this truck just fucking nailed my dog, and I was devastated. I was so sad, dude, and we had to bury him. And I've had a few different dogs. I had another dog. I think his name was Levi,
Okay.
and he was a pretty cool dog, but he had a few screws loose. And we had Asian neighbors that were really cool at
Okay.
one of
I was
my
thinking of a
houses.
different direction.
And they turned him into a stir fry. No, but no, but somehow we actually had a fence at this other house. Somehow this fucking dog got out. I think he might have dug under the fence or something. But he had our Asian neighbors pinned up on their porch, like fucking growling and barking, like about to fuck them up. And so he had to be taken off. So we can't have that happening. So I came home from school one day and he was just gone, and I was like, what happened to Levi? And my dad's like, well, he tried to kill the neighbors, so we had to get rid of him. I'm like, God. I had another dog named Bo.
Okay.
That was a really big fucking dog. He was a stray that just showed up, and we just fed him, and we're like, cool, he's fucking Bo. He's gonna hang around. And I don't remember what happened to him. I just know the story. I was in the truck with my dad, and my dad had like an old F-150. I can't remember what year, but it was like it had to have been like a fucking like early 1990, 1980s F-150. And Bo was a big ass dog, and we put him in the truck one day, and my dad was like, I'm gonna roll down the window a little bit for him. So he rolls down the window, and I think he might have had to reach over and fucking crank the window down, but he just cracked it a little bit, and this fucking big ass dog, Bo, stuck his head through the window and was like doing like this out of the window, and fucking broke the whole, like shattered the window, and then jumped out of the window and fucking took off running. But he went back to our house. I don't remember whatever happened to him. I think he just kind of got bored and just left one day.
He just dipped.
Yeah. And ever since I've moved out on my own, I've only had my cat Ruby. So that's all I have right now. I mean, I've had stray cats come up and I feed them. Like, there's this one named Roger. We just gave him the name Roger. He just shows up and we feed him. There were some puppies that got left here, and I bought a dog house for them and everything, and they just left one day. Like, I went to PetSmart and got like the shampoo and like the waterless shampoo and all that, and like the like scar treatment and the flea treatment kind of stuff, and I like did it to them or whatever, and then they just left. I don't know.
They took the free service and dipped.
Yeah, that's right. They played me for a fool. So now
they robbed you. They took advantage of you. I know for me, I only had hamsters growing up. It was technically my sister's hamsters, but I was like the co-parent to it. But I remember I had a neighbor, and unfortunately, like that building next to us, where it was more like a Section 8 type of house. So if you're like below poverty, they will establish you there. And there was a person that had, I think they had 10 birds, 8 cats, and 7 dogs.
Holy
in this
shit.
Small ass apartment. And it smelled
like
like
fucking Dr. Doolittle?
Maybe, but it was putrid. You can go out in the backyard, you have any windows open, it was putrid. And even if you have your AC on, that smell will be right there, because the distance between the apartment I used to live in and their apartment was maybe like 8 inches. So they were literally right there. And I remember seeing a reenactment of The Lion King live. It was like 2 o'clock in the morning, and we just hear 2 cats just purring at each other, screaming at each other, just yelling. So I'm like, what the fuck is going on? Open the window, I peeked out. There's a fire escape. You can see a cat hanging on for dear life.
Oh, what the fuck?
And then the black cat is slowly approaching this other cat, and then it starts slashing its paws.
What the fuck?
I'm like, what am I watching? and then it put one paw on the other paw and digged his claws into the other one, and it fell and hit his back against the fence.
Yep, Lion King right there, all over.
I grew up in the hood, and I remember one day I came back from work, and in my front porch, I saw 4 little creatures. I'm thinking, okay, these are just cats, because sometimes I'll feed stray as well. And we had one stray I called a Sebastian. So whenever back when I used to live with my mom and my at the time my girlfriend would come by, and we would just go to a little bodega across the street, grab a few cat cans and just feed them. So one night I'm just going up to my stairs and I see 4 figures. Now, okay, these just cats. We just try to shoo them away, but one looked different. So I turn on my flashlight. It's a raccoon hanging around 3 cats. They're just big, chilling. They're just relaxing.
They're just hanging out.
And I'm just
Maybe
like,
they were doing a podcast.
yeah, exactly. So I'm just staring. I'm like, how do I get into my own home? Because obviously raccoons in the hood, they're built different. And I'm like, am I locked out? It's like midnight, and the area I lived in wasn't the safest. But it's like, do I go back and get shot, or do I go straight and get bit by a fucking rabies raccoon? So I was like kind of stuck. So I'm like, I'm trying to throw pebbles at it, and it hits it in the back of the head, turns around, looks at me, turns back to the cats, and then it's
just like square up, motherfucker.
Yeah, it was like, it was built different. I'm like, what do I do? I can't do anything. So I did one more step, and I threw a whole bunch of rocks, and they came at me a little bit, but then it did like a sharp turn and just dipped.
Fuck, that's wild. I would love to have a pet raccoon one day. They seem like they would be badass to have as a pet.
Yeah, I've seen people on TikTok that actually have pet raccoons, and they're chill as hell.
Yeah, I know. There was somebody that was a mutual friend who had a raccoon, and they had to put locks on every like door. Like, I can get cat hair in my mouth, but they had to put like locks on their pantry, on like their cabinets and stuff, because a raccoon, I mean, they got hands. They got thumbs, baby. They'll go up there and just, hey, I want some fucking Cheerios today, buddy. So they'll just go up there and eat all your fucking food.
Yeah, and I seen shit like that. I seen like for garbage day back where I used to live at, and I used to see it's always the weirdest creatures. I always see them like gang up together. They're like a team. So it was a possum, a skunk, and a raccoon all together.
The gang.
And the possum will be in the possum will stay back. The skunk will put his body against the garbage. The raccoon will climb up and like open the thing, and the possum will climb on top of the backs of the skunk and the raccoon to go in the garbage to like get food.
That's crazy. So they had like a whole fucking strategy. That's wild, bro. They're out there ending racism right there.
like I said, I grew up in the most weirdest neighborhood or the city ever. It was like every type of creature had like a united just stance against with each other. And it's like, oh, listen, we could all benefit together if we just teamed up.
Wait, we all hate humans. Let's get together and steal their shit. Let's steal their food.
Yeah, exactly. And like I said, you see raccoons chilling with cats. You see skunks with the raccoons and possums. You see possums chilling with snakes. And it was a weird ecosystem, especially with my neighbor that had all those crazy animals. Their backyard, they took no care of it. So it was legitimately like a small jungle in their backyard. And at night, I will look in. I will see rats, mouses, snakes, possums, skunks, foxes. Occasionally, I will see what else I used to see. It was just a whole bunch of weird shit you never thought you would see in a urban city. It was just like there.
A little ecosystem right there.
And it was, they were united. I want that trust. I want the world to be like that.
For sure. My pool right now is an ecosystem of its own.
I heard with the frogs, right?
Yes, dude. I hear them at night croaking for their life. They're like, help, help, help. Yeah, it's fucked. I don't know what I need to do. I need to call someone to come fix it. But every time I call a pool company, it's always like, oh, well, we're backed up until like next year. And it always seems to be the case when I call. And they're like, explain the situation with your pool. And I'm like, you're just gonna have to come send someone to look at it because I don't know how to describe it. And one of these companies was like, well, could you email us a picture? And I'm like, sure. And it just looks like a portal to another dimension, dude. It looks like COVID-20 is happening in there. It's so fucked.
You may have inspired another guy on TikTok without even realizing it. There's this guy that deliberately goes to different lakes to find frog eggs, and he currently has a pool that he said he counted himself. I guess when he puts the eggs in, he has a pool filled with 1.4 million eggs of frogs.
And what is he gonna do with them?
He said he wants to make a frog army.
A frog army. Well, it's easy to do. You don't have to manage it. You just kind of let them. I think mine are at the point now where they're kind of evolving to where now they're cannibals. Like the alphas of the frog gang are like figuring out, oh, we can eat the eggs. So I think they're in there eating themselves, and that's how some of them are surviving. It's fucked.
I gotta find it. I think their at is actually at Frog King Nation, something like that. And
Frog King Nation.
and now they're working on getting like I think goldfishes for the eggs to feed army. So this man
Jesus.
has some type of plot armor type of story happening, and I don't know what's gonna happen. 1.4 million fucking tadpoles are right now in his pool.
Yeah, I wanna go buy waders and make one of my friends like go down in the pool for like a video or something. I think that would be pretty awesome because so many people are like, for some reason, a lot of people on the internet are interested in my pool now because they know it's full of dead frogs and frog warfare. So a
Yeah,
lot of people.
you could definitely do a video getting some of your friends to take a dive.
Yeah,
Just put your foot in there or just stand in it.
yeah, we're not gonna tell the health insurance companies how you ended up in the hospital with some rare bone disease.
Yeah, the fucking bubonic plague is definitely being concocted in your pool.
Yeah, it's bad. I need to take like a legit video of it one day. But I feel like the frog population has kind of died off a little bit recently. I don't know. I still hear them occasionally, but it's not like it was. Like at one point, it sounded like a fucking war chant out there. It was like all of them, roar, roar, roar. And now it's just like one or two every once in a while.
I know, and I think Puerto Rico's actually going through that situation right now because we had coquis. That's the actual frog's name, coquis, because that's the sound it makes. And apparently,
Cookies.
yeah, if you want to say it with that kind of accent, it's cookies. But but the coquis used to be very like loud, and every single night once it hits like 7 p.m. in Puerto Rico, it's just that's all you hear in every direction. They're like this big. But now people are saying that they don't really hear much of it. So I'm not sure it's because of the fucking Frog Nation taking all the fucking frogs in the world and devising this plan for an army, or I don't know what's going on with the frog population.
I don't trust it. It sounds like they're going radio silent and they're planning some kind of invasion. I don't know, dude. I don't trust that.
I mean, you do have the monkeys and you have the ravens. They're currently in the Stone Age.
Yeah, I heard about monkeys being in the Stone Age now. That's scary. Imagine
Have
if
you
they
heard about
team
the
up.
ravens? Like the crows. They're currently in the Stone Age as well.
Imagine they team up, bro. You got monkeys flying on fucking ravens with hatchets coming in, bro. You're fucked. The world's fucked. Puerto Rico would be decimated.
Yeah, I believe it. In the United States, the whole world.
Yeah.
And I think right now what's going on with crows is their tongue has evolved. Now they actually could speak.
What?
There's crows that actually could speak human language. They can mimic some people. So if you have a pet crow, they will mimic your voice to the T.
Like a parrot.
Yeah, they're just like a parrot, but they're smarter.
That's crazy. Dude, birds freak me out a little bit, dude. Like it's a really popular video. But his name's David Attenborough.
Mhm.
I don't know the name of the show he does, but he did one of a bird that is out somewhere, and it might be the Amazon or something. I don't know, but there's a bird, and it mimics the sounds that it hears or whatever, and it can mimic like the sound of a camera, like a camera taking a picture, the bird can do that, and it also can do like it hears like the people that come out there and like cut down the trees
Hmm.
and do construction. It can make a construction site sound like chainsaws and
Yep.
hammers getting hitting nails. And it's like, how the fuck?
I seen that same video. I know exactly what you're talking about. I
How
was
the
gonna bring
fuck?
that up next. I was gonna say there's a bird that just recently, I guess, evolved like Pokemon type shit, that it can mimic chainsaws. It can mimic nails getting hit by hammers. It's insane. And I think there's also another bird that has like a beard that it can actually just like drop, and it makes it look like not a camera. It's some type of modern technology that the beard gives it off like it's like something that actually gets hanged up on trees or whatever. It mimics that with this beard that it developed.
Yeah, nature is fucking wild, dude. We don't even know what's all in our oceans. We know like what 20% of what's in our ocean, or maybe less, maybe not even 10%.
I think last time I seen was like 9%.
Jesus, that's wild.
It's a whole world. Like I said, we know more stuff about space than we do about the own ocean.
Yeah, that's
It could
Don't
be-
even get me started on octopus, dude. I think they're aliens.
I believe it.
I think they're aliens, dude. I think there's some outer space being that was sent here on a meteorite
I
or
remember
something,
seeing
bro.
a video of a big ass octopus that just made himself tiny to fit in a jar, and he actually closed it after him. Like it was a jar that was open. He crawled his way, got on top inside the jar, went inside of it, and then one tentacle comes out, grabs the lid, and you see it spin it. He just chilled in there in water. That's an alien.
And they can like change. They can mimic the color of whatever they're around. How the fuck? How's that possible? How the fuck is that possible? That's so bizarre.
And it's instant.
Yeah, it's not like it takes a few hours. It's like no, they get there and it's like boom, change the color.
And then water is scary.
Yeah, it is, dude. I have bad experiences with the ocean. I don't like the ocean. I don't trust the ocean. I've been stung by like 3 jellyfish.
I would say do
That
not venture
sucks.
to the non-touristy areas of Puerto Rico. I have an
Why is that?
uncle. I have an uncle that actually owns a big plot of land. I think the city is either called Aguada or San German or San German. And where he's at. He has a beach house, and behind his house it's a small little island that's like a little bit distant. And he actually asked the city, "Hey, can I call this my property?" But yeah, for extra, I think like $10,000. Okay, we'll put it in your deed. So he paid the $10,000 now, his little island, and he rolls towards it. And I remember going there as a kid, and he's like, "Oh, get in the boat. It's okay, Ricky. Don't fear anything. But don't look down." I'm like, "Why can I look down?" He's just, you'll see. When we get to the little island, I'll let you know. So we're rowing. We get to the island. Then he tells me, "Oh, the reason why I told you don't look down is because this area is infested by a whole bunch of sharks. And this is not nurse sharks. These are great whites, hammerheads. If these are the sharks that will fuck you up." I'm like, "You're telling me this now when we're on this island
And you got to go back.
and we have to go back? And this is a small island with one palm tree." So ever since then, I'm like, I don't like beaches. I don't like going into the water. Like I enjoy going to like obviously nicer areas that I hear. Like I went to the Bahamas, and like, oh, the water's nice. There's no dangerous creatures. There's small little fishes that probably just tap you. I'm like, okay, then I feel safe. But ever since my uncle told me that story, I'm like, yeah, I ain't doing any of that kind of stuff.
Yeah, I don't like oceans, man. They fucking scare me. They're beautiful. They're very beautiful, but they're very deadly. A jellyfish. There's some jellyfish that can like fucking sting you from 100 feet away or farther. You won't even fucking see it, and that bitch will sting you. Like, ugh. Yeah, dude. I remember the first time I got stung by a jellyfish. It was like in my fucking crotch, dude. I don't even know how it happened. I think I had like a little boogie board, and I'm like going out there riding the waves and just like swimming with this little boogie board, and I'm like, what the fuck? It felt like, like chafing.
Mm-hmm.
That kind of feeling where it feels like your skin is rubbed raw and it's like itchy. but the more you itch it, the more damage that you're doing, and you're like you'll make yourself bleed and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Like it kind of felt like that, and I was just like, dude, I must have gotten like a fucking oyster in my like cock region, and it's just it's rubbed me raw down there. I'm like, what the fuck, man? And it gets to the point where I'm like, dude, something's weird about this, and I go I walk up to the lifeguard, and I'm like, dude, what the fuck? I'm like, what is this? And he's like, oh, you definitely got stung by a jellyfish. And I was like, okay, well, what does that mean? He's like, well, you can piss on it or put like vinegar on it. And he was like, it'll probably just go away and it'll be fine. And I was like, oh, okay, well, that's not a big deal.
I mean, since it's in that reason, you could just lay down and just waterfall on yourself. I mean, that's I don't like jellyfish.
I think that's what I did too. I think I ended up just pissing myself. I mean, you're at the beach, you just piss yourself. But yeah, he was like, yeah, you can just do that. He's like, but if you start to have any trouble breathing and you can feel your throat closing up, he's like, definitely go to the emergency room. And so I'm just like, for the next few hours, I'm just like, here it comes. I'm gonna start fucking gasping for air at any second. Yeah. But it never happened. And then a few years later, I go to the beach with some friends and I'm telling them the story. I'm like, yeah, I got stung by a jellyfish and all this shit. And I literally go out in this ocean. I forget what beach we were at. It might have been Edisto in South Carolina, I think. But I go out there, dude, not even out there for 5 minutes, get stung by a fucking another one on like my thigh. And I'm just like, dude, fuck this. Like, that was the moment. That was my moment. I also, I stepped on a sea urchin.
Oh.
Yeah, that little bastard fucking hurts. Luckily, I didn't.
Stepping on Lego, right? It's like pain, but like more pain on top of that.
It's kind of like stepping on a Lego, but a very sharp Lego. Luckily, I didn't like fully go down on it. I luckily like kind of stepped on it. I was like, fuck. So, yeah, that didn't feel good. I think it was a dead sea urchin that had like washed up or something. So,
I guess the worst story I had with the beach was there's one in New Jersey called Seven Presidents. And this was low-key traumatizing, but thankfully the person actually made it out. The Coast Guard just started blowing the whistle, and we're all in the ocean, and we just see, I think it was 2 people just start spinning, and I think between 4 to 5 whirlpools just activated all at once.
What?
And you just see 2 people going in circles, and they get swallowed up for a couple seconds. And I get spit out like maybe like 20 to 40 feet towards the shore. And it was just crazy. And he said, everybody out the water. And we finally get out. We're just standing looking into the ocean because the sand is actually up high. You just see, I don't know, you just see more whirlpools just opening up. And it ended up being like probably like 15 or 20 whirlpools. This all happened like simultaneously.
Yeah, bro, that would be it. I'd be like, nah, I'm never going back. What beach was that at?
Seven Presidents.
Okay, well, I'm gonna make a mental note that I'm never fucking going there for sure, dude. If I seen that with my own 2 eyes, it would be game over. I'm never going back to a fucking beach again, dude. That would be it. There was one time I was out swimming with some family. I don't know what beach we were at. It might have been Hilton Head, also in South Carolina. And dude, this fucking, I don't know, it could have been, I think it was a lobster because it was really red, and it had a big ass claw. And I'm just out there swimming, and I'm a kid. I'm like, yeah, I'm in the ocean. I'm like, fuck. And I reach up, and dude, there's a fucking lobster claw latched onto my hand. And I'm like, fuck. And I sling this thing. It happened so fast. I don't know what it was. It could have been a crab, but I think it was a lobster because the claw was like,
yeah,
scared.
That sounds more like a lobster.
Scared the fucking shit out of me. And yeah.
The water be dangerous. Water is just, yeah, it's just its own entity.
Yeah, I don't fuck with oceans, man.
Yeah, I guess the only way I went back to going to beaches was, ironically, I have a very good friend named Brandon as well, and I thought he died. He because with the beach I went to, there's a whole bunch of beaches in Jersey. All of them are all shit, but that's the closest we have. And there's a part of the beach where the sand is just like it's a small slope, and then one part is just super steep.
Like a drop off. Yeah.
It's a drop, and it goes back to being just normal. And I think it was maybe around August, but for some reason the water was still ultra cold. So you know how you just slowly get into the water as you try to get used to it, and obviously when you get to your grown area, you just sit there and just like just contemplate life.
Yeah.
My friend Brandon was just built different, and all you heard was heave ho, and he's sprinting, and this man is maybe like 350, 360 pounds. He's a big boy.
Yeah, he's a big boy for sure.
Like he's a big boy. He's about 6'1", and he's just sprinting, just straight sprinting. I never seen him ran in my life. And this man meant business. So he's running, and he makes it to the water. He still continue running. Then he hits that steep, and then he just all you hear is a smack on his chest with the water, just, and he disappeared for a solid minute and a half. So I woke my family, so I'm staring at my sister's staring at my dad. Then I start looking at my stepmom. My brothers are looking at me, and we're just like looking around like, do we walk in that direction? Do we what do we do?
Yo, what do we do in the situation?
And everybody was quiet. Even the lifeguards didn't do anything. They were just so surprised that he just ran, smacked, disappeared, and I thought he was dead. I'm like, you know what?
He went to another dimension.
And I didn't know what to do, so I just left him to die. And then he got up maybe a minute to 2 minutes later. He's like, water's good. I'm like, fucking Brandon.
Dude, it's really funny that you say that, because I was at the beach with my friend Brandon, and he did the same fucking thing. But he's not a big dude. He's not very big. He's like 6 foot, probably 200 pounds. You know, like your average kind of dude. But we were younger at the time, so he was pretty scrawny when he was younger, a lot scrawnier than me, and he fucking took off running full sprint into the ocean, and he got like right to where the water started and just ate shit, dude, like so hard. He just face planted like into the sand, and I know that shit had to hurt, dude. It was like he was here 1 second, there the next. It was so fast, like he just ate shit. So if your name's Brandon, don't go running into the ocean, because you're gonna fucking eat shit.
I guess all Brandons are built the same. They're just built their own structure. It's just I have a whole bunch of amazing stories with him. And it's just I've always been trying to tell him to get into content creation, man. I have stories on you. You have stories on me. You need to become a something. Just join my podcast. Do something. He's very camera shy. So I'm like, damn, I'm trying to find a way to reel him in. Like I said, he almost died like 20 times with our friendship. I think right now me and him have been friends for maybe 13 years now, 14 years, middle school, all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
But like I said, Brandons are built different.
Yeah. Yeah, I've been friends with my buddy Brandon since before I can remember. I mean, we played t-ball together. We were in like the gifted class together, where you like all meet up at a different school. And so I would like go to his school, and we were like in class before, you know, like tragedies were a thing, so it was a lot more lax. And he would bring like his knife to school, like his pocket knife, and we would be out there like on the playground just like carving our names and shit into trees and all that. So like that's how long I've been friends with my friend Brandon. And I've always tried to like get them into like doing YouTube and stuff, so it's cool that I can get them to Brandon and my friend Ethan to do stuff on my second channel, because I'm like, you guys are fucking hilarious. Like you don't realize how funny you are.
Yeah.
So you need to get into like making videos, or at least helping me do it, because it's great to have, you know, people you can talk shit with.
Yeah, 100%. Like for me, even though he is a shy person, he's very just to himself, but he is a fucking comedian, and he does everything. It's like quick. You say something, he has a response instantly. Yeah. He's like, yo, people love that. You need to be part of that. And like I said, he has stories for days. I remember in middle school, we had a kid that stood back 4 times. So he was like way older than all of us. We're all 12. This kid was 16 in our grade. And I guess he gave no shits about school, so he would like try to pick on people. And this 16-year-old kid is trying to pick on my friend Brandon, and some type of anime awakening happened within him, and he got up, and this 16-year-old kid is like almost twice his size, picks him up like nothing and throws him.
Holy shit.
I'm just like what is this? Oh, he just got up, he like powered up like this and just screamed, "Fuck you!" Grabbed him, picked him up, and just launched him.
I bet that guy never fucked with him again, did he? Yeah.
Ever since that day, everybody's like, "Yo, you want my lunch? Yo, can we be friends? Can we chill? Hey, I saw what you did to that kid. I would like to be your friend."
Dude, I had a friend in elementary school, and there was a weird kid that none of us liked in our class or whatever, and he would like bother people and do weird shit, and just, you know, like one of those kids, like fire, like like one of those kids. And one day on the playground, for whatever reason, I had got out to recess later than everyone else, and I saw my friend. He had his back turned to me, and I ran over to him, and he didn't know it was me because I was coming up behind him, and I put my hand on his shoulder to like get his attention. Dude, it was like the quickest thing that ever happened to me in my life. This motherfucker grabbed my hand like instantly, dude. It happened so fast. He grabbed my hand and flipped me over him, and I landed on my ass in front of him. And I was like, "What the fuck?" And he was like, "Dude, I thought you were the weird kid." Like, so he was like, "I thought you were so and so." He's like, "I'm so sorry." And I was like, "Dude, what the fuck? Like, how do you know how to do that? Where did that come from?"
That's that strength.
He was like, "Oh yeah, my mom's a cop and she taught me how to do that." I'm like, "Holy shit." I was like, "Do it again." I was like, I wanted him to do it again. He was like, "No, I don't want to do it." He's like, "I'm scared I'm going to hurt you." I was like, "Dude, it didn't hurt at all." I was like, "That's so wild. It happened so fast."
Listen, this
But
channel,
yeah, just like you would have never expected that. Like, he just flipped me like I was nothing.
Listen, this channel has this moments where, like I said, with the whole tobacco aspect, it might be lost, but I'll tell this story anyways. Fuck it, who cares? I almost first degree a autistic kid accidentally.
What?
It was high school. So in high school, towards the end of the school year, we have a gymnasium that is a locked room. But towards the end, they unlock it. Behind there is the table tennis, the ping pong tables, and they have a 10 feet by 10 feet volleyball. So usually they bring that out for all grades for the end of the school year. So they could do like sophomores versus like freshmen versus sophomores, juniors versus seniors. They get as much kids as possible and hit it back and forth. It's fun. If you don't want to participate in that, you go in the back and then you play the ping pong. So I had one of my boys, we decided to put both the ping pong tables together to make it more extreme, and we just from across the room, it's two big tables, and we had to make the ball bounce twice.
Right.
Then the bell rings. People pull the ball back in the back area. Me and my boy, like, you know what? No teachers are doing anything. Fuck it, we're gonna skip the next class. We're gonna continue playing ping pong. So we had this special individual with certain powers just spectating us, just having fun, just being his own entity.
A little cheerleader.
Yeah, he was being our little cheerleader. So he was being our little spectator, and he was being like, "Oh, score!" And he was having fun. So we were entertaining him. And then the second bell rang for lunch. So my boy turns around and he slingshots the paddle towards the volleyball, which is behind him. I'm in the other side of the room with my paddle. All right, I'm like, I told my boy, move out the way. I'm gonna throw it. The other individual, I guess, doesn't know much social cues and understand what's happening. And I used to play baseball, and obviously Puerto Ricans, we know to throw fast.
Yeah, you guys know how to fucking pitch. Yeah.
Yeah. So I also had an uncle who was a coach, so he taught me ever since I was a kid. So it was in my blood. So I threw the ping pong paddle like it was a fastball. All my strength, launched it.
Yeah.
This kid decides to run in front of the volleyball. And it hit him right in the throat. At full speed. He never... Like, he gave me eye contact the whole way through dropping. So, it hit him. It took him a second to process. It hit him right in the Adam's apple. And he was a pretty scrawny kid. So, you actually could see his Adam's apple. And you see it like it was a little bit bent. So, he does... Like, he feels like... He's like... He grabs his throat. He's and he just drops. But he's locked eyes to me the whole entire time. So he's looking into my soul. He's like, and he just lays down and he closes his eyes and he's just like,
did you think you had killed him?
Yes. So I walked up to him, I'm like, yo, you good? You good? He's just twitching. So I grew up in the so my boy, he's like, I get the fuck out of here. There's no cameras in the gymnasium. There's no cameras in the gymnasium. They would not know it was us. So we closed the door and locked it.
Oh my god, you are going to hell. Holy shit. You left him there to die.
Well, there was a window in there, so I guess he crawled out of the window to get back into school.
Oh, you guys locked the fucking door? Oh my god, I bet he wanted to fucking kill y'all, dude. I bet.
So we went to the next period class. After lunch, the next class was web design. So since the end of the year, all we do was play fucking Minecraft and having fun, whatever. He walks in slowly, just holding his throat. And we did not even look at him. I'm like, hopefully he doesn't tell the teacher what happened. But that's my story.
So nothing happened? You never got in trouble?
No, nothing.
Oh my god. He was probably scared, dude. You guys probably scared the shit out of him. He probably was like, dude, these guys tried to kill me and lock me in the gym. I'm not telling on them. There's some gangster ass motherfuckers. They're gonna kill my ass if I tell on them.
So after we graduate the next following year, he became cool with us. And
yeah, fear tactics, bro. Y'all scared the shit out of him.
But this kid was like amazingly smart. Because my school started, I guess they noticed that we were playing Minecraft and other games, stuff like that. And this man is like, well, you have these proxy websites and this website. You want to go on this one. You want to play anything. You want if you even want to watch porn. Yes, you go on this website. You put Ninja Proxy this, and then you reroute this here. I'm like, bro.
Yeah.
What? I almost murdered you. You're giving all this to me. I'm sorry for what happened last year, but
that is fucking wild.
My days. I miss high school.
Fuck, man. Yeah, I don't have any stories like that, unfortunately. Never almost killed a Downey kid in my life. Who knows? Maybe I'll have a story like that soon. Maybe.
Yeah. You never know.
Never know when you can almost take the life of a Down syndrome kid. This could be right around the corner.
It could be a mosh pit. You never know what happens. you do a surf what we call it, crowd surfing, and it's just that one lone kid who didn't register what's going on, and you just Mario's Goomba Stomp. Oh my god, I had a lot of battles in my life.
Jesus, man. That's an amazing story.
I guess I could end it on that note.
Yeah, I don't know how you can top that one. That's definitely the icing on the cake right there.
Oh my god. So guys, I hope you enjoyed this special episode on cigarillos. I believe this is episode number 23. Thank you, I guess Dallas, for coming on and just chit-chatting with me and just
absolutely
talking a little bit of music, talking a little bit about YouTube, the little drama that's just part of YouTube, or this little dilemma that we go through, and just talking life and these stupid ass stories.
Yeah, man, For sure. It was awesome being on here and actually finally getting to talk to you and everything.
This is definitely a surreal moment for me. And like I said, anytime you want to come on, just chit chat. Doesn't have to be recorded. You just want to once you get into more cigars, I could teach you what starter cigars to get into. The rabbit hole into cigars, going from Connecticut's, which is the lighter leaf, to then getting into Habanos, which is the midway point. And then Maduros are the ones that are more stronger. So since you are basically exploring the world of cigars now, I advise don't get into anything that's dark leaf because it has a lot of spice, and since you're not used to it, you could probably they call it the cigar sickness, which can make you feel nauseous and headaches and migraines, and it's not a good feeling. So whenever you get into cigars, more into it, if you ever go to a store and you're not sure what to pick or what starter kits to go for, sometimes they actually sell bundles or like a pack of 3s, a pack of 5s. If you just need a pointer, I'm your man. This is what I do for a living now.
I'm definitely gonna fucking ask you before I buy anything. I had planned on going to a cigar place before I came on, but my recording session ended up not letting that happen. But I was gonna go buy some cigars so I could smoke when I was on here. So next time I'll definitely
100%. You have a cigar next time. I can walk you through the difference between a guillotine to a hole punch to a V cut to you have soft flames, and some cigars have torch lights. So you can have a torch light or you can have a soft flame, and I could walk throughout the whole entire steps of the how-tos.
Yeah, that'd be sick.
Become an aficionado, and then I could introduce you to some people as well you could talk with.
Yeah, fuck yeah, man.
All right, so hope you guys enjoyed today's episode. Peace out. Remember to tell a friend to tell a friend.
Absolutely. See y'all.